Hey guys, I'm Angel, and this is a strange perspective on my Partners in Theory assignment. So, my partners in theory are the theorist George Gerbner and my public figure, George Carlin. I chose a theorist and chose to explore his or her unique life, work, and theoretical approach in great detail. This is what the assignment prompt asked of us. It requires research into the life, work, and minds of the greatest philosophical media and communication thinkers of all time. The partnership comes from my choice of a historical public figure and link them with my chosen theorist. So imagine a conversation between my theorist and my chosen figure. What would this teach us about culture, communication, media, persuasion, and identity? So I'm just gonna make those connections by just dissecting one of George Gerbner's greatest sound bites when I go down the rabbit hole of his videos.
The most distinctive characteristic of human beings as a species is that we are the storytelling animal. For the longest time in human history, stories were told face to face, in the community, in the tribe.
Know how the Aztecs went about their sacrificing? Here's how they did it. They would do it right out in public, right in front of everybody, big town, beautiful city square, 20, 30,000 people looking on. They would take the guy, lay him on an altar, cut his chest open, pull his heart out, and hold it up in the air while it was still beating. Got that? Cut his chest open, pull his heart out, and hold it up in the air while it was still beating. You know what you call that? Theater.
Carlin has numerous stand-up bits.
Now this next piece of material is real simple. It's called free-floating hostility. This is called advertising lullaby.
He speaks to the very nature of the human experience that George Gerbner speaks of, that perspective on the world, that we live in a mean world.
These are formulas that need no translation, that are essentially image-driven, that speak action in any language, and of course the leading element of that formula is violence.
This is called slugfest. And this is for men only. Here's what you do. You get about 100,000 of these fucking men. You know the ones I mean, these macho motherfuckers. Yeah, these strutting, preening, posturing, hairy, sweaty, alpha male jack-offs. The muscle assholes. You take about 100,000 of these disgusting pricks, and you throw them in a big dirt arena, big 25-acre dirt arena, and you just let them beat the shit out of each other for 24 hours non-stop. No food, no water, just whiskey and PCP. And you just let them punch and pound and kick the shit out of each other until only one guy is left standing. Then you take that guy and you put him on a pedestal and you shoot him in the fucking head.
These two gentlemen speak of the same thing using different language. The results of George Gerbner's Mean World Syndrome can be seen in the very way Carlin can tell a story.
Human beings, interesting folks, murderers.
About human behavior.
Here's an interesting form of murder we come up with. Assassination. You know what's interesting about assassination? Well, not only does it change those popularity polls in a big fucking hurry, but it's also interesting to notice who it is we assassinate. Do you ever notice who it is? Stop to think of who it is we kill. It's always people who've told us to live together in harmony and try to love one another. Jesus, Gandhi, Lincoln, John Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, John Lennon. They all said, try to live together peacefully. Bam! Right in the fucking head. Apparently, we're not ready for that.
And you combine.
When a printing press is combined with the steam engine to make rapid printing possible, to make the spread of literacy a virtual necessity, represents the Industrial Revolution in storytelling. We have to recognize that television ushers in a new age. For the first time in human history, most of the stories most of the time, to most of the children, are told no longer by the parent.
Advertising takes over as the main intake of rhetoric for the average human being.
Today, a handful of global conglomerates own and control the telling of all the stories in the world. They have global marketing formulas that are imposed on the creative people in Hollywood, and I'm in touch with them, and they hate it.
It's 2022. You fast forward everything George Gerbner said and everything George Carlin spoke of.
Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. Politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. And by the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long, where they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care.
There's no escaping it. Everything has affected culture. So I hope you liked the video, guys.